Hello, chess tubers, and welcome back to Chess Tube Tree. This is episode 3 of our speedrun challenge, where I try to climb the Lichess ladder using nothing but opening traps. So far, it's been wild. We've caught a few victims and dodged some bullets. The mission stays the same: trick or get tricked. Today, we're going deeper, stronger opponents, sharper lines, and way more dangerous traps. Let's jump straight into it.
That's cool. We are white.
E4. We still have a lot of opening traps to explore in this opening, but in the next game, where we're playing white, we might experiment with a different first move. C5, the Sicilian. Luckily, our opponents aren't shying away from main lines. Here, after NC6, I know quite a few traps, but let's go for the B4 line. It gets spicy right from the start, and if black isn't well prepared, things can get nasty very quickly.
Against knight b4, we always start with c3. It kicks the knight back and sets up the perfect foundation for our next move, d4. Knight f6, on the surface, this looks logical. Black doesn't want to fall behind in development and goes after our e4 pawn. He's probably thinking that after e5 followed by knight to d5, he's totally fine. And that is correct. But here's the twist. Instead of e5, we strike with d5. And believe it or not, we already have a huge advantage after just 5 moves. This is exactly why I love opening traps.
Let's push e5, gaining space while kicking those black knights around. The knight doesn't have many good options, and if it jumps to g4, I'm already thinking of h3 to chase it right back to h6. Here we go. I've got to say, both black knights look hilariously awkward right now.
d6. Let's continue playing principled chess by castling king's side and see what our opponent is up to. He captures. We capture back. Easy. And now we can start to see the results of our active play. We're building up serious threats, like bishop to b5 check, which would win us material. Queen to d6 gave the king an escape square, but it also abandoned the defense of the knight that the queen was protecting. So we go queen to a5 check. And it's time to start grabbing material. Nyum nyum. Since our knight is under attack, we'll first exchange it for the bishop, and only then we're free to capture their knight. Actually, instead of queen takes knight, we also have bishop to b5, which would force black to respond with knight to c6. Both moves end up winning the black knight, so they're equally strong. Give me a moment to decide which resulting position I like more. Okay, let's go with the queen, since we maintain the threat of bishop b5. And bingo! Black hasn't paid attention to our threats, and now the game is over, as black's queen will be captured on the next move. By the way, what are you waiting for? Go like and subscribe to the channel. You won't regret it. Now with an extra queen and black's king completely exposed, checkmating our opponent is just a matter of finding the most aggressive path forward.
Ta-da! Another win in the bag. Let's take a quick look back at how the game unfolded.
B4 is a very aggressive line that many players have seen, but very few have actually studied how to counter it properly. That makes it especially hard to neutralize, particularly for players rated under 2000. As we can see from the evaluation, just as I anticipated, after knight f6, black is already almost lost. Now, bishop d3 would have been slightly better than bishop to e2, since it covers the f5 square, which black might use for their knight. But bishop e2 is still perfectly fine. It develops a piece to a safe square and prepares to castle. We can also see that once I got the advantage thanks to the opening trap, I never let it slip. Let's now take a look at what the engine suggests as possible improvements to my play.
We can see that here, instead of castling, Stockfish prefers to get aggressive immediately with bishop to b5 check, followed by queen to a4. Yeah, I guess that does make perfect sense. And even on the very next move, instead of recapturing the pawn, again it recommends starting the attack with bishop b5. But for my taste, that line feels a little messy. The one I chose still served the same purpose, keeping pressure and keeping things under control. Of course, we can't play like engines, but we can always look hard, analyze our choices, and understand where we can improve. And that's how we grow in chess.
I hope you enjoyed this episode and found it both entertaining and useful. Hopefully, you'll get the chance to try this opening trap in one of your own games, or, at the very least, learn how to defend against it better. That's the beauty of studying traps. You either use them or become immune to them. Thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, don't forget to check out the previous episodes. There's much more coming up. New traps, new surprises, and hopefully new victims too. See you in the next one, and happy trapping.